Hello, welcome to another training session. Today we are going to talk about how to form relationships like a pro. When you set out to build a lasting relationship with your prospects, the biggest secret is to understand what's important to them. So simply ask them. It's human nature to like to talk about ourselves. We also like being asked questions, so we get to talk even more about ourselves. So use that with others. The more you get your prospect talking, the more they will trust you and the more they will be learning, or the more they will be willing to learn from you or to purchase from you. Remember, questions give you power and authority. You're steering the conversation and you're in charge of it. Think of your prospects as good friends. How would you talk to your best friend about your product or business? Use the same tone and message with your customers and business prospects, and they will appreciate it. Be on the lookout for their hot buttons and the Me Too bridges. With them, you'll be unstoppable. Now, the big question is, what questions should you ask? Some of the most effective questions we like to ask are divided into 4 categories. We call it the FORM, F-O-R-M, FORM method. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. So for family, here are some questions. Where are you from? Do you have a big family? How many kids do you have? How old are they? How long have you been married? When you ask a person these questions, it leads into more information about those people, about their families, about their health, about the limitations that their income may have on them, or the limitations in their time, especially if they have family that live far away and they feel like they never get to visit them. These are things that people share with you when you know how to ask the right questions and you get them into conversations. So another category is to ask them about occupation. So what's your background? What do you like about what you do? How long have you been doing it? How did you get started in your business? Recreation. Questions like, what do you do for fun? Do you get to do it a lot? What's your favorite place to go to? Do you play any sports? Motivation. Now here's where we need to listen to learn. You will find out what frustrates them and you'll find out what motivates them. Remember with your questions though, we want information. When you ask, do you like your job? Do you have a family? Do you like to go on vacation? The answers we get are yes and no answers. We don't want yes and no answers. We want answers with information we can build on. So use as many open questions as possible. Open questions are usually the W questions. Why? Who? What? Those get people talking and sharing the information that will help you to find more in common and help you to find the things about them that you can add value to in their lives. Now remember, the 80-20 rule is very important. 80% of the talking should be them, and you should be doing less than 20% of the talking. Basically, if you focus on them, you may succeed in only talking about yourself for the appropriate 20%. Eventually, the conversation will come around to them asking you questions. That's great. When that time comes, it's appropriate for you to share for less than 20% of the time spent in that conversation. Now, we also have what we call hot, warm, and cold markets. A hot market are the people that you already know. You already know their form, and they trust you, and they talk with you openly. You probably already know if they need more time, more health supplements, more income. You already know these things about them, so you just need to get into those conversations on the next level with them. But a lot of us have mostly warm people in our markets, and we need to warm these people up and get them hot. So you may know some things about them, but not enough. They're not completely open with you yet. You don't know enough to know how what you have to share with them is going to add value to their lives. So you're going to have some of those form questions and conversations with them until you know enough to know how the products, the services, the time leverage, the extra income, whatever it is about our business that you know is going to add value to their life, whatever you know that is, that's what you'll learn as you warm them up using form. Now, your cold market. This is people you may have just met. Maybe your children made a new friend at school. You're meeting the parents for the first time to make sure that it's okay that they have little play dates. Maybe it's somebody you just met on social media and you really don't know anything about their family or their life or what motivates them yet. So these people you're going to take a little longer with. It may take days, weeks, it may even take months to get these people moved into your warm market. That's okay. We are always blessed by friends, and the more friends we have, the better off we are. But the more people we can also understand and know their form, the more people we have the potential to add value to their lives through the business. So the next thing to remember in your conversations is feel, felt, found. These words indicate that you're listening. At some point in a conversation, the person is going to share something with you that you recognize as being on topic with something regarding your products or the business opportunity that you feel will add value to their lives. So you simply say, I understand how you feel, and share that. And then say, I have felt that way before. Let me tell you what I found. So an example of that might be something as simple as you're having a conversation with somebody and they're telling you about the discomfort that they have with bloating and not feeling good after they eat instead of feeling healthy and nourished after we eat. A lot of people feel bloated and like they need a nap and they get a lot of cravings right after they eat, even though they thought they ate enough to fill them. That's an indication that their body's not getting nutrients. They're not digesting properly. So as they're talking about this discomfort, you might say to them, I understand how you feel. I've felt that way when I've eaten meals before too. Let me tell you what I found. I found these digestive enzymes. And then you can go on to tell them about that. And then you can say, you know, could we set up a time for me to talk and tell you more about this? Because it isn't always convenient to, at the time you have an opportunity to do form with someone or the feel, felt, found with someone, isn't always the best time to share with them everything about the products or the business, but it gets the conversation started. And you can make another time, maybe that evening or first thing in the morning, to follow up with them and share with them the things that you have that you feel will add value to their lives, that you feel will maybe be an answer to something that they're searching for. So that's why the feel, felt, found is so important in conversations. Now, we need to stop asking the simple questions, the yes and no questions, and the questions that everybody is so used to hearing that they only give you the polite answers, like, how are you? Or when your child comes home from school, how was school today? Think deeper about your questions. How much do you really want to know and understand this person? 5 questions to ask instead of the usual, how are you, might be, what was the best part about your day? What work is most exciting to you this week at your job? What new ideas are giving you energy lately as you figure out managing your home or your family or your job or your volunteer work at your church or the local orphanage or the different things that you're involved in? Tell me one thing you've learned recently that inspired you. What a great way to start a conversation with someone. What is one thing we could do right now to make this day, or if it's your child and it's a project at school, to make this project or this event even better? Those are great conversation questions that will really get you into a conversation where you can learn from each other and grow closer together. When you spark these real conversations with your hot market, your family, your warm market, your friends, your cold market, people that you want to get to know but you haven't had a chance yet, especially your teenagers, you will be amazed at what will happen to your conversations. So try those phrases. And the other thing is, sometimes at some point in your conversations, people are going to ask you, how are you? Well, don't say just fine or tired today or one of those answers. Tell them, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm having a fabulous day. I learned about something. There's this digestive enzyme that's changing my life, or I've heard about this new business opportunity. It's blowing my mind. And then go right, if you ever want to know about it, I'd love to tell you, and then go right back to what they were talking about before. And when you do that, instead of dumping everything on them at that moment, when you just give them a little teaser and then them come back and ask you more questions, then you know they're ready to listen. So think about the questions you ask. Think about the questions you answer. Think about how you can turn those things back into form. And then from there, you'll be able to really let the people in your life, your hot, warm, and cold market people, you'll be able to let them know that you're truly interested in them. Because once you've done that, now you're able to invite them to learn more about your product supplements, your health supplements, how they could leverage their time and have more time with their family and still have an income coming in, or maybe how they could replace another income that's interfering with family, or you just need to change jobs or want to do something differently in your life and need a source of income. So these are different ways that you can be ready to invite them to come and learn more about your products and your business. If no one's available to meet with your person when they're ready to meet and learn, then schedule a webinar with your sponsor or someone upline for as soon as possible. Or get the person to commit to watching one of the videos that we've prepared for you. And next, and very importantly, get them into a three-way message right away with your sponsor. Edify your sponsor as someone who really knows a lot about these health supplements, or somebody who really knows a lot about time leverage, someone who really understands building income. Get them into a three-way message and let us help you help them learn. Honestly, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's why our communication is so important. And that's where form, family, occupation, recreation, and motivation will come in and will help you to grow your business, grow your friends and relationships too, but also be able to grow your business. So thank you for joining us for this training, and watch for others to come. Bye.